Good morning, friends of the media. Good morning, those on the World Wide Web. Tobago, good morning. Trinidad, good morning. Caribbean people, good morning. I am Watson Solomon Duke, the political leader and the founder of the Progressive Democratic Patriots. This morning, I am bearing the pain and the burden, also the fear, the worry, and mental anguish of my constituency, Roxborough, Argyll. We have had over the weekend 2 murders, back to back, as if when the murder took place in the late hours of Saturday morning into, Friday night into Saturday morning, when that murder took place, the families were grieving, but someone felt that the grief in the Argyll community was not enough. And so another person's strike in a murderous fashion, attacking another of our residents, plunging the same community into further despair and grief. As the assemblyman for Roxborough, Argyll, including that of Fort Kendall, etc., Lamy, I must say that the burdens of my people are my burdens. And I'm here to say to, first of all, the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service that operates in Tobago, you are not doing a good job. No. I spent 2 days back to back in my constituency with grieving families. And I must hasten to say that one of the major complaints is that the police service, they have not been doing sufficient patrols. I left Argyll, Bedford Alley late yesterday about after 6. And I was told by the villagers that the police failed to respond appropriately to the ongoing tensions within the society. On my way out, when I stood outside the home of the last murder victim, I saw the police and the army going up into Roxborough. I took my vehicle, I turned around, and I went to the police station in Roxborough, because the police station is within the district. And the police station, again, no police vehicle in sight. I asked a person at the desk, the sentry, or what you would call him. I say, what's going on? Can you tell me what's going on? The residents in Argyll, they are complaining that there have not been sufficient patrols to make them feel safe, that they want to know what is the plan going forward, because there may be other murders coming from Argyll and within the environment. And he couldn't answer the question, and I'm not blaming him. And I asked for who the inspector was. And I heard this inspector, and I want to call her name. She knows who she is. But I want to send a strong message today to the police service of Trinidad and Tobago, those operating in Tobago. Do not take Tobagonians for fools. Do not think that Tobagonians are without alternative methods of protecting themselves, but do not take Tobagonians for fools. If you are looking for an ugly scene, there would be an ugly scene. Because any man who is afraid will protect himself. And heaven knows, I do not want Tobagonians to get into that mood. Because if Tobagonians get into that mood, they do not have the right investigative arm to find out who did it or why they did it. They don't know. But once they have a conviction, they will act on that. And this is how the murders will spin out of control. So my solution is very simple this morning, and it is to the police service of Trinidad and Tobago. Do your job. Do your job. What patrol do they have, joint patrol, or they have yesterday, that would remove the police service from Roxborough and have them on the streets, but not at the place that is now deemed a hotspot. What joint patrol will they have? Listen, me cut out that foolishness all they're doing here, as the assemblyman for the area. There is a time when people will not fear again and they will defend their own families. We do not want Tobago to turn into a murderous community. I always say it. There's a limit to which a man will take, and then he will take no more. A man will take so much, but no more. Right now, Tobago is now the murder capital of the Caribbean. And when I say that, I mean that. Tobago has more murders than Jamaica per 100,000. And I want Tobagoans to understand this, Who's looking at this, understand this. When we are ranking murders internationally, it is per 100,000. So it doesn't matter if you have 50,000 or 60,000, it is per 100,000. All nations, regardless how big or how small, are brought on one level per 100,000. 24 murders. And I just say that with a question mark, because I believe there are more murders than that. As unaccounted for, that's for a different day. 24 murders over 60,000 on a per 100,000 basis would yield 40. So we have 40 murders per 100,000 in Tobago. You know what Jamaica is ranking at? As of the 21st of September, you could go on the armed forces and on the constabulary forces, and you will see, as of the 21st of September 2024, there was 440 murders in Jamaica. Sounds big. But when you look at the population, 2.825 million, 2.827, million people, it only amounts to 29.19 per 100,000. Call it 29.2 per 100,000 for Jamaica. Yeah? Tobago is 40 per 100,000. Jamaica, 29.2 per 100,000. Let's look at Trinidad. I think I made a mistake. Jamaica, sorry, let me pull that back. Jamaica, I want to get the facts correct. At least someone say you didn't get it right. Jamaica, as of September 21st, based on their data, their police data, they had 825 murders for the year. Based on their data, up to September 21st, 825 murders for the year. When you look at the population of Jamaica, it is 2.827 million persons, which will yield 29.2 per 100,000. And I corrected that. For Trinidad, it's approximately 440 murders for the year. That's Trinidad, roughly. Give or take, we don't get the figures accurately. Put that against 1.5 million people, that would yield 29.3 murders per 100,000. So Trinidad is slightly ahead of Jamaica, slightly. But Tobago is way above Jamaica and Trinidad. It's 40 flat per 100,000. Where the hell are we going with this? Who have brought these guns to Tobago? Who are these guys going around playing cat and mouse game, shooting people in the back, shooting people while they're sleeping? Folks, I want you to know something. Tobago is a peaceful community. Tobago is a peaceful community. But there are lots of guns in Tobago. Lots of guns. Lots of sleeping guns in Tobago. And I do not want Tobago to implode from the inside, where we begin to kill each other out, thinking that this one is guilty and that one is guilty. I want the police to do their job. Let the police do their job. Yes, let the police do their job. And I just don't want to call out the name this morning, but police ought to start doing all the jobs. This madness you all have, giving out tokens for a little bit of ammunition, a little bit of rifles, parading ourselves. Look, we don't want a nonsense in Tobago. Do all the job. Because people dying. And you all are responsible for solving crime and preventing persons from committing crimes. Do all the job. And I ended it right. They're taking some questions now. Any questions? Well, I want to tell you all.
What are you calling on the Tobago House of Assembly to do? Do you think the Tobago House of Assembly is doing enough also to assist in the fight against crime?
Well, Farley is a failure. And his entire team, they are abject failures. They are what you call a proverbial ostrich. They bury their hands in the sand and said, not them. But on Tobago soil, the responsibility for person's safety fall underneath them. Yes? We understand national crime is national crime. They have the Trinidad and Tobago police to deal with that. But these crimes are happening within our communities. And a lot of those places are dark places. We have lots of people here in Tobago, right? And no one knows who they are from. When the license officers stop people, they're asking the driver a loan for his permit. What happened to that person's inside the car? Where the ID card? Come on. We need to have a serious level of governance. And this is about leadership, you know. I hate to say it, but Farley is no leader. He's no leader. And his team, they're all reckless. Reckless group of people who turn around and blame Trinidad for every single thing. But what have they done to make Tobagoans feel safe? There's a difference between feeling safe and being safe, you know. At least Tobagoans want to feel safe. That's all they want. That's all they want. And to do that, the army and the police must make more significant progress in making people feel safe. If crime happened in an area, I spent about 2 hours in Argyle yesterday, and all I saw was the police passing on the main road going up and the army behind them. Zoosh! And they saw me. I could hear them. Went to the police station, empty. No vehicles in sight. That's madness. From the time a murder takes place in an area, they should double up with police in the area. They should have been hunting and scouring the whole area until they find something. But no. No. Everybody posing. And for coming up for the Tobago Carnival, the biggest thing for army is army fete. Since when an army is known for fetting. I want no army fete in Tobago. None. I want no army fete in Tobago. Let the army do their job. Army is responsible for protecting the country from incoming dangers. And if guns coming inside here and they passing Coast Guard, then it's army responsibility to find out where these guns coming from and stop them. Don't come and tell me you're no war here. They never fighting a war yet. But the war is coming to their people. They are not defending their people. They want people to go to army fete. And the police, they are worse. Because they have the responsibility to use reasonable force to protect the people. Instead, they have become drivers and people with their hands outside the window, hailing up people. Star boys and star girls. We don't want them stripping Somalia. We don't want it. I'm telling us something. Tobagoans will not sit down and allow these murders to continue. I'm saying that. Tobagoans will not sit down and allow these murders to continue. I pray that Tobagoans do not rise up and protect themselves. I pray that they do not do that. That they sit down, they relax, and they allow the police to take charge because we're paying them for that. I promise to be cool here today, but the spirit does take over. And what I say. Because I will not walk around in fear. And I want no Tobagoans to walk around in fear. If we have all the problems, work it out. Talk it out. I'm not advocating murder for murder. I'm saying let's walk it out. Let's talk it out. But why you go and kill a whole man? A whole man that Christ died for? Do you know what the price of Christ's blood? You taking a whole man's life out? Because you want to make a point? And the bad thing about it, these gangsters don't have no retirement plan, you know. Soon as they get old, the next man just kill them and take over. That's how the thing does go. They don't live out to a full old age. We want peace in Trinidad and Tobago. We want peace in Tobago. All we want is the police to do their job and make people feel safe. That is not too hard to do. Stop the joyriding. As a result of that, I am not going to no Republic de Paris to borrow in Roxburgh. I'm not going there. All of a sudden, a bunch of hypocrites in the police service, a bunch of hypocrites in the army, A bunch of hypocrites in the Coast Guard. Men are thieving boat right in Scarborough. Right in the thieving boat. And the Coast Guard doing what? What are you doing? Listen to me. If you can't handle a job, you walk out. Walk away from all a job. Because Tobagonians need the armed forces now more than ever before. They need the Coast Guard. They need the army. They need the police. They need every single body to do their job. But the only persons who seem to be zealous doing their job is the licensed officers. And the only one who has a lesson. Better get the licensed officers the police clothes. Better get the licensed officers the army jacket and the Coast Guard out there. Because they are vigilant. All in the night they're working. They don't even take lunch. They're working. But the others who are armed with gun and armed with the protection and the enforcement of the law, they joyriding, having fun time, putting on makeup and lipstick and scouting for girls and all kind of foolishness. We don't want that here. People are not feeling safe. I want you to hear me. People not feeling safe. And if you continue ignoring the cries of the people, I'm going to tell you, people will have to do what they have to do. But this will be our fate. Thank you.
Do you think there should be a cancellation of the Republic Day celebrations in Roxborough?
I think it should be cancelled. I'm not going there. I will go and visit the families, but I'm not going to no Republic Day. They are making a mockery of our country. When you have Republican status, you are not answerable to the Queen, you know. You are responsible for you and the people. The people put the PDP into power in Trinidad. They have failed to protect Tobago borders. They have failed to protect us. When people come into Tobago, the THA now, who is responsible for Tobago, they are washing their hands and say that's Trinidad business. They are all playing games with us. Once you land in Tobago, you are the responsibility of the Tobago House of Assembly and not Trinidad. Unless the matter becomes too much for Tobago to handle. But crime is not too much for Tobago to handle as yet. As long as we have police joyriding around the place. Fully. I'm praying, all you, Tobagoans are different type of Africans, you know. We are different type. We are different type of Africans. We are not the lay-down type. Trust me. Tobago Africans are belly. Trust me. Do not mistake the silence for stupidity. Please, do not do it. Let the police do their job. Thank you. Yeah. I've asked a question that doesn't require an answer. And I'll tell you why it doesn't require an answer. In Tobago, all assemblymen, they are given no resources. No resource to even have a tea party, as the police commissioner does. They love to throw tea party. Crime, burning up the country, they're throwing tea party. So you have no resources as an assemblyman. When you call upon the police or call upon anybody, they have no time with that. All right? In Tobago, like Trinidad, the MPs have no real responsibility but to communicate, as I am doing, to the wider public what the people are feeling. So if I find me something emotional, it's because people in Roxborough, Argyle, Delaford, they're very much emotional. Yeah? They're very much emotional. So I am representing what they are feeling. And they are not cowards, trust me. They are not cowards. But they're just fed up and they want the police to do their job. We ain't blaming nobody because we don't know who commit the crimes. Okay? So we're not getting into that. We want the police to solve the crime. And let's solve it for us. All right? We don't know who do it because none of us was there. None of us knows who responsible. Make that clear. But we want the crime to stop. Before people begin to take matters into their own hands. And I don't want it to happen. I'm begging for that not to happen. Please. Exactly, I'm saying that. But what I'm also saying also too, that not me as an assemblyman, the THA is not designed like that. The government of Trinidad and Tobago is not designed like that. The assemblyman or the MP, they are just mouthpieces that will go into the house and argue and defend the point, communicate with the people and bear the views of the people to a higher level. That's all I'm saying. So it's not where I have been singled out or I have been placed in a disadvantageous position. It is just that way. The THA is solely responsible in Tobago, and in Trinidad, the central government who is solely responsible. We just need to understand that. Any further questions? I want to tell you thanks. And I want to ask Tobago to please turn the other cheek. It's hard to do it, but let's turn the other cheek. And let's pray for our youths. Those who have died regrettably so. But those who have not died, we should seek to keep them alive. These are young children, young children. Another day, I will address the woman who found in the tank. We are yet to hear about that woman from the police. Yes, they're not doing their job. The woman and the 2 children have not heard anything publicly. Since that is a public matter, we expect the police to report on that publicly, because they are responsible for investigation and presentation of the facts. Yeah? We have not heard anything from the police regarding that woman and the 2 children found way down in a 40-feet tank or more. Yeah? We need to find out more about that. Whether that was a case of murder or a case of suicide/murder. And if it is so, those 2 children, whether they were forcibly thrown down or whether they jump on their own willingly, but do they have the mental capacity to do that? That must be answered. We want the police to do their job. Do all their job, man. Do all their job. Secondly, the 2 young men that got shot up somewhere down, the 2 teenagers that died in a house down, so we want more information on that. We want more information on that, because these guys are pups. People are saying, I read the newspapers or the article from the news, are saying they were involved in some crimes. Since when they know that? How much charges these teenagers have? How much charges these teenagers have? That's the question. And if you know them involved in crime, why didn't you intercept them and bring them away from the rest of society? Were they really armed? Were they really dangerous when they went into the house? Or is this the beginning of what we call judicial killings in Tobago?
Do you think there's a hit squad in the police service in Tobago?
I do not know of that, and I think there should be none. But what I do not want to happen is extrajudicial killings to take place in Tobago. Right? As guilty as someone is, that person deserves a fair trial. All right? So the least the police could do is to intercept them, prevent them from committing more crime, and try them. That's all we're asking the police service to do, to be responsible. Force should only be used in an event where their lives are endangered according to the use of force policy. I want to thank you all for this. It's very critical that we had this interview this morning.
I know you are calling out the police, but what about the Coast Guard or borders?
I did call the Coast Guards out this morning, right? And I asked them to stop the folly, the simmy-dimmy, and joyriding. Army threat what? People dying. You can't find army to patrol the streets, but you're talking about army threat. We don't want army threat in Tobago. None. And I'm clear about that. Until everybody is safe, nobody should feel safe. Because gunman on the loose, who know who he is? We don't see no face. Let's solve crime. Please. Thank you very much. Just stop the taping, please. Thank you.